You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Fantastic. Fantastic. I hope you have a good day.
Hope you have a better week.
I hope your month is full of successful days and a lot of great ventures. I hope you just come up, brother.
I hope your whole fucking year is spectacular.
Oh, you hope my year is spectacular?
Yeah.
You got something you want to say to me?
You got something you want to say?
For the next episode, as Peggy had mentioned, we have our riddle. And for next week, if you want to be the very best, like
no one ever was,
you gotta look at some of the prime examples. So you could maybe like listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire, maybe 40 Water. They were some of the best in their respective areas. You could look at Japanese Ninja Warrior. They killed those obstacle courses. Or you could just train up, eat everything in sight, and believe fighting is more important than millions of lives of people's.
Why aren't you attacking Frieza? He's about to reach his maximum.
I want him to reach his maximum.
Might we add, this was while the planet around them was minutes away from exploding.
Well, y'all will figure that out when it comes to that episode. And we'll come. We fancy. Hello, family, it's your boy. Back to episode one. Gotta say, it's a little different. We got a couple more people. I don't know about half of these shows, so I'm not going to be arguing. I'm going to be here controlling the chaos. We're excited about it. Got some return faces, new folk here. Talking about, as we mentioned, animes. I don't know.
Yo, your sound's kind of messed up.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out. You just an echo going on.
Oh, to partially help me out with the co-hosting, Jay, you are here for me. How you doing, fam?
Oh man, you know what? I'm good. I'm ready to rustle some jimmies. I'm ready to piss some people off today.
As always, coming in next to him, dude that I knew had to be on because a conversation about these shows that we had took like 30 minutes. So I told him, RJ, you're on for the first time today. RJ, how you doing, sir?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm just ready to fight Jay because we know we're going to fight. Me and Jay fight about this off of camera. Now we're going to fight about it on camera.
Always. Next to him is the dude and the lady puppy next to him who usually makes people fight. And that is my man, Devon. Vaughn, how you doing, sir?
Sono watashi wakuji.
Sure. Darren, how you doing? Another new face. First time on. He also said that he had to be on when he heard this. Talks to me a lot about anime. So I'm glad to have you on, sir. How you doing?
Doing good. Looking forward to arguing some points. Hope to hear some popular opinions.
All right. And then above me, one of my teammates in these leagues, my man Antonio Chavez. How you doing, fam?
Well, you know, I hit you up right after I saw it because I felt like I had to be here, but now I feel like I don't belong here. So I feel like I probably don't know as much about anime as the rest of these guys, judging on what went on in the green room. But I just had to defend that little promo that you did because you had to cut down my boy Goku. I'm sure everyone's gonna kick my ass on that anyway. I just still have to defend him. I might get my ass kicked, but I still gotta just defend him. That's all I gotta say.
We will see. Goku is the worst, and we got the youth. We got the youth of the nation. My nephew, Junior. Junior, how you doing, sir?
Doing good. I've been on a few times, and when I saw anime, I knew I had to be on it, so glad to be back. I'm interested to hear people's conversations. I already heard some disrespect on One Piece, and I don't know. Made me feel some kind of way.
Well, if you haven't figured it out, we are talking about four of the most popular cartoons to ever be created. Naruto, Dragon Ball, Avatar, and Pokemon. And this is everything from those series, that all of their shows, all of their games, all of their movies, everything. But I, again, don't know about half of these, so I'm gonna let them fight it out. I'll just control this. Going first, saying they're number 4. Jay, can you go over your number 4, please?
Yeah. I can. You know what? Some of y'all are gonna be salty, but I need to get this right from launch. There is no garlic on any of my bread. Dragon Ball is my first choice. It's the first to go. It's the worst of these 4 shows. That includes everything. I'm talking the video games. I'm talking GT that nobody ever wants to talk about because it's technically not canon, but it still counts in this conversation. Let's go. Dragon Ball.
Okay. What?
Also, Goku's a bitch. Sorry.
Do we just go? Did I agree with this?
Wow.
With that, is there anybody else who also has Dragon Ball as their number 4?
No. That's number 4. But dangerously
Y'all
close.
are,
Hey.
Damn.
y'all are just trying to be popular. It's okay.
No, Jay,
I get
Jay,
it.
don't worry. We'll fight next round. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I wanted to put it as my number 4, but when you consider a lot of other things other than just the show itself, I couldn't put it number 4. Personal favorite is definitely not up there, but to put it as like first out, it's a little.
Yeah, that's extra.
Going back and forth to 3, but
The
4, that's kind of hard.
All right,
two of
so-
you guys that had it going first out, like Ru, I feel like you should just kick them off right now.
Hold up. I have A, reasons, and B, better
For-
explanations for the reasons why the other 3 shows stick around. If we want to talk about fights, it's cool because we're doing what Dragon Ball does for 19 episodes before the fight actually starts, and during the middle of the fight, we're talking.
Those are
talking.
fair points, but I feel like
It didn't take 27 episodes to go through 5 minutes on Namek. Okay, no, that right there. Ever since I was a teenager and I first started, Goku would not trash everybody. Stop, bro. He would get bodied by an infinite Tsukuyomi. Get the fuck out of here. He's so simple, but all he does is talk. When he has a chance to win, he's like, "Oh, what do I do? I give my
I feel like
opponent
the arcs for Dragon Ball were pretty strong. Like in terms of, like I think if you didn't watch Dragon Ball, then Dragon Ball Z probably is a lot less meaningful. Like Piccolo taking care of Gohan. Piccolo taking care of Gohan. I mean, that's a big deal. If you watch Dragon Ball and you saw the back and forth between Piccolo and Goku and all that shit that went down, for him to not like when I don't know when you see them team up to fight Raditz and he actually gets to kill Goku, like when if you just jump into Dragon Balls, you're like, what the fuck am I looking at? But when you actually see that happen, you're like, oh, he gets to kind of do what he wants to do. But and after that, he takes care of his kid. Then leading into the Saiyan arc. I mean, I feel like at the time for the anime that were really like out in the Western world. I feel like it was pretty good arc-wise. Now, the whole, like, taking, like, 2,000 episodes for them to, like, charge for one attack, that shit is ridiculous. But in terms of, like, the story arcs, like, you can't tell me, like, when the Saiyans were coming, you didn't feel a sense of excitement. The whole Namek arc and leading up to the Battle of Frieza, like, I felt like you felt the weight for that. I think Cell was kind of a weak bad guy, and, like, Boo, I think that was a little bit of a joke of an arc.
Cell's actually one of my favorite villains.
Personality
tripping. What?
I felt like
There are 2 moments in Dragon Ball Z history that trump all of the other shows, and that's when
you can't say that. You watched 3 episodes of Naruto.
Already started. Hold on, we gonna stop because let's just get through these first.
No.
We about to argue. Vaughn, make your last quick point.
I want to hear like the actual point for why Dragon Ball, other than like the long drawn out. The series is long and drawn out. That's a fact. But
Vaughn, what's your final point before we move on to the next verses? Because we gonna get into it. I promise.
Just the build up to those battles, man. Like it's very rewarding. I mean, you got the scenes from when Goku first turned Super Saiyan. That's one of the most epic events of all anime history. And don't get me started on when Gohan turned Super Saiyan 2 to defeat Cell. Like that is probably the greatest moment in all.
I think Gohan was unnecessary moment. I feel like Gohan had his hand
Unnecessary moment.
Crazy.
Goku had Cell beat. He said, "Hold up, stop, pause." let my son handle this, and gave his enemy a sensu bean. Completely unnecessary, putting the fate of the world into an 11-year-old boy
like
when he could have just handled that
His
business.
son. He trusted his son.
That makes him a terrible parent.
Like,
B, just handle your business. If you know he's about to destroy everything, just fucking beat him. If you really want to be the strongest and that's your entire thing, and you're like, oh well, no, I'm gonna let Freezer hit 100%, and then I'm gonna beat him, and it's gonna take me 39 episodes to do a 5-minute fight. Why? It's unnecessary. They didn't have to have the conversations in between. There are a couple of good arcs throughout everything. I've watched everything from Dragon Ball up until Super, and then I watched all the good shit of Super, like all of the fights. I don't need all of the talking.
I
That
feel like
literally
Gohan
is what makes it number
getting
4.
a step up and shit like that was kind of a waste. Like he was a point. Like putting him on this pedestal was just like completely unnecessary. And like he's had his hand held from like the entire. Like I feel like Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, like they're all like badasses who struggled it out. Gohan had his hand held from beginning to end, and like even when he got like the power up before he fought Boo, he played around with a sword, and some guy just gave him his power. He's kind of a wasted character to me. I think like that's a solid reason to hate Dragon Ball Z.
Vegeta's a better character than Goku.
That might be a stretch. That might be too far. That's kind of hurtful.
We need to move on real quick. We need to get to the next person. We got plenty of time to keep going with this. But right now, RJ, I want you to tell me why your number 4 is correct. Number 4. What is your number 4 pick?
Pokemon. Pokemon needs to go away because all they do is do the exact same thing every mother freaking time. I show up in a new region, I go for some badges, I meet a girl, I meet an older or younger guy. Guys obsessed with chicks, whatever. It's the same bullshit every single time. The video games are the same bullshit every single time. It's old, it's tired, and motherfucker is still 10 years old. That is physically impossible. It's done. It's trash. Mad props to the original series, but we all know Digimon was better. I fucking said it. I'm at least gonna bring it up. I'm at least gonna bring it up one time in this video.
Digimon was real life. They were actually dying in that, so I'll give them that.
Boy, if you don't get
people were dying in Digimon.
The first 3 seasons of Digimon were good.
This is Pokemon does not need to be here. Everyone wants to talk about, oh, Pokemon's what brought anime over. No one even knew it was anime when it came over. You know what actually brought anime over? My number 1, but we'll get to that later. Pokemon is straight.
Message.
No, first of all, Pokemon is just begot so many things. Like the video game, it's pretty much the same thing over and over, but it's so much fun to play. Like when we were kids, we played Pokemon Red, Blue, Gold, Silver, all those games. So good. Don't get me started on the Pokemon cards. I had a whole collection of the first generation.
That was hard.
I used to collect Pokemon cards.
And then what did they do? They convinced you to buy Fire Red and freaking Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Why? Because they knew everyone.
You're not gonna bring up Leaf Green though? Okay.
What am I supposed to do? You can't put all that on one game.
I got
What about black and white though?
I got something for you, RJ. I'm turning this frying pan into a drying pan because that take was just straight up bullshit, son. What are you talking about?
Does anybody else have? Does anybody else have Pokemon as their number 4?
No, because they're all basic bitches. Everyone's a basic bitch. Because everyone
Says the dude who already gave away his number 1.
Nah.
You sure you want to talk about being a basic bitch?
Basic ass bitch. Use Babs, Jay. You Babs. You basic ass bitch.
I will say Pokemon after the 3rd generation, it got pretty stupid. I stopped watching after that. But the games are still pretty good, man.
I mean,
Pokemon Sword and Shield, they're like really good games. They're fun. They're a lot of fun to play with. Don't get me started on Pokemon Go.
Doesn't matter.
Emerald is still the best Pokemon game ever made.
Pokemon Go can't change everything.
Pokemon Go changed the game. Pokemon Go changed the game. You had people that were out of shape. They were getting out, going to see the city. They're trying to catch every Pokemon.
Nah, man.
Yeah, go grab your like.
Oh, believe me, I worked at a place that was a Pokemon gym. Ain't nobody walking over there. They drive up in their cars, pull up to where the gym is, do their battles, and drive their ass home. Ain't nobody freaking walking.
We get it. You're a Digimon.
Honestly, Pokemon Go just overdue. What you'd expect with like the mobile phone thing, it was just overdue when it came out. Like Pokemon Go was nothing special to me.
Antonio, you were trying to get it, something in there. What were you saying, real quick?
No, nothing really. I was just like saying, yeah, Pokemon Go kind of, I don't know, I don't know if it revolutionized stuff, but it brought a lot to us now. It kind of reminded me. I was like, oh yeah, I'm a fan of Pokemon, but I'm still like not that much into it. I wouldn't put it number 4 though. Definitely not. I mean, I grew up with it. I can't really hate on it. But yeah, I think someone said it became shitty after the first 2 seasons. I agree with that. I stopped after like Johto, and everything else is just kind of whack.
Yeah.
Even the games, I stopped silver and gold.
Also, Ash made a wish on
okay.
Ho-Oh, so that's why he's forever 10 years
the
old.
games
I don't get where you're going. The games are fire.
Yeah.
They just do like a soft reset every season.
Yeah.
Look, all I know is Pokemon is the only reason I've ever gotten suspended from anything because my bus driver suspended me for playing the game. That pissed me off. Wasn't that Derek?
Would never let a bus driver disrespect me like that. A weak
Derek,
mindset.
His name was Mr.
What did he suspend you from doing? Sitting down?
No, from playing the game because they were banned. His name was Mr. H. It wasn't his last name started with H. It was AYCCH. Fuck him. Let's go to Darren. Darren, what is your number 4?
This might be a little pop. My number 4 is Naruto, and it wasn't even close.
Oof!
Wasn't even close.
Oh my
Wasn't
God.
even close.
Hey,
Oh, my heart, bro.
I'm gonna give a bunch of reasons to why, because I mean, and to be fair, like my number 1 is not my favorite anime, but there's other reasons we'll get there. But Naruto, I feel like if you never saw Pokemon or had an interaction with it, it's gonna impact how you view anime, how you view cartoons. DBZ, same thing. Avatar, same thing. You could miss Naruto's a better manga than it is anime. Naruto progressively got worse. The title character had absolutely 0 character development. He just used orange arms and a blue ball the entire fucking series. After a time skip, you expect, like, you're looking forward to shit after a time. First off, worst filler in all of anime, by the way. There's so much source material that could have been covered in filler that was never covered. Like, there's so much. I'm gonna get into it deep because I really feel passionately about why I hate Naruto the way I do.
Real quick, before you go into that, before you go into that, was there anybody else who also has Naruto at number 4?
Me, I had Naruto number 4, and like I said, like just full disclosure, like I've only watched a few episodes, but it's one of those things that I could not get into. Like I tried and I could not get into it, man. It's too many. It's way too many episodes. Like, eventually they're gonna run out of good quality content. They'll do the same thing over and over. But yeah, it's one of those things I couldn't get into, man. And yeah.
They're gonna do the same thing over and over.
There's no character development. Everybody, all the characters who are developing get no focus.
At least they grew up. At least they actually follow their timeline. They're older. They got kids now.
The entire series isn't revealed until the last 20 chapters of the and there's no like foreshadowing. There's nothing. It's like the worst villain reveal of all time.
Hina versus
The series went from doing ninjutsu to like it's just a superpower anime with no explanation. There's no real lore in the series, and the lore that is all gets ruined at the end when they introduce whatever the white-haired woman with the spikes. Like that shit was stupid as fuck. And I think anyone
she's the
that's the lore. You don't get the lore.
She is Takura, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
She never mentioned in the entire series outside the last 20 chapters.
Junior, real quick, get your point off. You're on a little lag, so I'm gonna let you lead in. Get your point off real quick, and we gonna move on after that.
I'm not gonna try and dive too deep into my point because then it defeats the purpose of the show. But my whole thing is with Naruto, there's just so many good fights and scenes leading up to fights in Naruto for it to be in anybody's bottom 4. The lore is literally ridiculous. There's coups, there's all type of crazy stuff happening. There's rogue ninja running around doing crazy stuff. Like I don't know. I feel like Naruto gets progressively
which
better
we never
once
see.
it hits Naruto Shippuden. What do you mean? What do you never see?
Do we ever see them actually have a real battle with any of the Jinchuriki? It's always alluded to. You don't actually see what the fuck they have going on.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
You see clips.
Like
You
five
see
times.
clips of Akati going and snatching up Jinchuriki and bring him back to suck up.
You don't see an actual battle. You don't see an actual battle.
Are you kidding me? Are you
The
kidding
best thing
me?
about Naruto is the
Sasuke.
Naruto run
You
that
see the
everybody
3
does.
times? What?
The Seven Tails. Where was that battle? The
When
five
you
tails.
get to Shippuden, you see some clips of them being dragged back and getting their chakra sucked out.
You're really painted a monster with this show, man.
Oh, we're catching it. We're catching the Two Tails demon, and then they cut away back to the story. You don't see any real development. There's so much. It's almost like Bleach. There's so much lore and so many characters to explore, and they never go in any depth. And they
I thought
just
it didn't
waste
have
the
any
characters on this. They just waste the story on this character. Who never has any development.
I thought it didn't have any lore. Either it has no lore, it has too much lore. It can't be both at the same time.
No, it has the potential to have a lot more characters explored. When I say lore, meaning like the whole like the Akatsuki clan and stuff. You don't really, or whatever that last clan is from outer space. They're not even introduced until the last 20 chapters. All of the characters, like the what do you call them, the Jinchuriki or whatever, that they're sealed in.
On it somewhat in between those episodes. She the mother
Commentary.
chakra, that's where chakra
Commentary as a replacement for actual story and exposition is lazy writing to me. I don't want you to comment on it. Show me the battle. Show me.
All I know. All I know
Naruto has some of the best battles in the anime. Are you kidding me?
Definitely not. You haven't seen
Definitely.
Sasuke versus Itachi alone.
Sasuke versus Naruto 1. Sasuke.
2, 3. I gotta slow it down just for a second.
First of all, you throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now because I don't understand them, I'm gonna take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me with the sale.
We gonna keep it moving.
I love it. I love it.
We gonna keep it moving. So we are now gonna go over to Junior.
Get everybody back in their right spot.
Junior, what is your number 4? I mean, it's process of elimination, but Junior and Antonio, Junior, kick it off. How did you pick what you picked as number 4?
My 4 is in a 4 for a couple of different reasons. One being, for me personally, it's not necessarily an anime. Out of all of them, they're cartoons. This is a cartoon. Avatar is a cartoon. It's not a anime. It's not produced by a Japanese studio. It's a Chinese lore, if you guys want to call it lore. It's about Chinese. So for that,
Asian lore.
That is a big, factor for me of why it's in the 4. It's a great show. I loved it. I watched it a couple different times. It gets progressively good. It's probably, out of the 4, definitely it's one of the stronger storytelling elements. But as an entire franchise, the movie was trash. Wasn't good. None of the video games ever got traction. For me, as a whole, as a franchise, it had to be in my 4. Out of what we had to choose from, it had to be there. Bloodbending was crazy, but I couldn't. It just wasn't enough for me.
And Antonio, you also have this as your number 4. Why do you have this as your number 4?
All right, what is this? Why? I want to be fair. I'm gonna give a disclaimer. I'll probably give a disclaimer after every choice I have. I've never seen the show. I just picked the movie. I'm just putting it because what I at least know, like what I know less about. I don't see people say I should watch it, and maybe I will watch it one day and maybe give it a higher ranking. But at the moment, I just gotta give it number 4 because of that fucking movie. And I don't know. From what I heard, I know I'm sorry. I'm focusing on Clone Wars right now, and from what I've seen, I don't know. Haven't heard that much good stuff about it. Like I've heard more about people getting Naruto than Avatar. So I don't know. I can't shit talk it because I haven't really given it a chance. So that's why I'll be fair to other people and just be like, okay, right now it's just what I know least. I'm only going off the movie. Obviously, it's not a great representation of it, but also, yeah, it's more of a cartoon than anime to me. I remember seeing it on Nickelodeon. That's where I lost my respect. But that's just me. But okay, that's also why I just put it number 4. Nickelodeon, I was like, I'm out of here.
Like Avatar is probably, it has like the best storyline in anything I've probably ever seen, just from beginning to end. So you got, if you haven't seen it, Antonio, you got to check it out, man. Junior, dude, like you might. I mean, this is your generation, man. It just came out a few years ago. You gotta give it a 3rd watch or a 4th watch, man. It is amazing. It is amazing.
Every character gets treated well. Great development, great story. Doesn't overstay its welcome.
So just a couple of quick things. It's not just Chinese culture. It is Asian culture in general. So like on that, I get it. On the whole, it's not anime thing. We as Westerners are gatekeeping anime. It's played on Japanese TV shows. The Japanese consider it an anime. Therefore, it is an anime. It doesn't matter whether it doesn't matter whether or not we have certain specifications in our eyes as to what it is. It is an anime. It's got wonderful story development. It's got great books that follow it. It's got one shitty movie. But I mean, if you want to talk about one shitty movie, everything here has at least one shitty movie.
Pokemon has like 5, first of all.
So there's all that. Plus, I'm sorry, we get one of the strongest characters in any animated show ever in Iroh, who was a warmonger, losing his son and becoming the voice of almost an entire generation. There isn't a person roughly my age who hasn't learned something from Avatar, and 90% of them have learned it from Uncle Iroh. That is a phenomenal show, and for it to be anybody's number 4 is disrespectful. Antonio, it's on Netflix, dude. I know you have Netflix. You were just talking about I wanted to Netflix and chill with this girl. You've got access to it. Watch it and watch Korra. Like literally, the first one is about like a boy.
Jay, real quick.
Korra was a drop off. Don't even get it started about pro bending.
Excuse you.
Hold
up.
Talk about
No, the fuck it was not.
How do you take something like?
Korra's nowhere near as good as the original, but it's way too
Oh my god, yes. Oh,
I did not rock with pro bending. Pro bending was so far left of what the actual show was.
Are you kidding me? You can't rock with pro bending, but you can rock with the entirety of Dragon Ball, literally starting from a tournament arc? Are you kidding me?
That's different. What do you mean?
That's not different. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. He uses the Kamehameha. Get out of here! That he's using his power.
That's a. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't power battle.
The quality is too high. The character development for every single character is like spot. Every character gets their moment to shine. The story stays consistent. I mean, that's a hard one to see as someone's number 4.
Hey,
Maru, do a better job and get people who's actually seen all the shows, because that's a bullshit reason to put it at number 4. That's all I'm going to say.
I haven't seen it. I put Naruto at number 4 after still having not seen Avatar. If I had never seen it, that's how bad Naruto is.
Hey, with that,
I would respect your choices if you swapped them, because
we got
seen one of them.
We're gonna keep going from there though. Jay has gotten rid of Dragon Ball. Darren and Devon have gotten rid of Naruto, and Antonio Jr. have gotten rid of Avatar. Let's just keep the conversation going. Vaughn, just keep it going. What's your number 3 and why?
My number 3 out was Avatar, and that was a tough one because it just didn't have like the sprawling content that my other 2 had. But like I said, man, the story was amazing. Like I fucking love both of the Avatar series. Korra, they were amazing, man. Like character development, the blood bending, the earth bending, all that was fascinating. They definitely have to redo the movie, though. Definitely have to redo the movie. But honestly, I didn't think it was horrible. Like it could have been better, of course, but I didn't think it was horrible.
One of the worst movies of all time.
I do want to watch the manga.
It's not Battlefield
I do
Earth.
want to read the manga. What's that?
One of the worst movies.
Said it's one of the worst. He said it's the worst movie of all time. It's not Battlefield Earth.
Can we also talk
With
about
that budget?
Dragon Ball Evolution was the worst movie ever.
Thank you.
That's the
Thank
worst
you.
You
representation.
expect shit. You can't have a $200 million budget and give me what Avatar the movie was.
You also trusted M. Night Shyamalan. That was the biggest mistake.
First and foremost, hiring M. Night Shyamalan for anything after Signs was a mistake.
I like Signs. Signs was pretty good.
He's pretty bad. Did anybody else have Avatar as their number 3?
I almost did.
Hey, Jay, I meant to ask you, do you think Iroh could have beat one of the Avatars?
Oh, it depends. Okay, so it depends on which one. Sud, yes. Kyoshi, no. Korra, no. Aang, probably. But I think that's because I think Iroh's stronger than Ozai. And Iroh's not as impulsive and emotional as Ozai was, so he wouldn't have been tricked into it the way that he was. Had Liu Ten not died and Iroh ascended the throne when Azulon died, I don't think that we would have had an Aang or a Gang at the end of that show, because I think the Dragon of the West would have fucking smoked everybody.
Message!
With that,
Love it.
we'll move on to Antonio. Antonio, you're number 3.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Again, I actually picked this because it's actually one that I want to see. I actually played a video game that my friend showed me, and I was actually impressed with how cool the fighting is. I can't shit talk it only because I felt like it was at the same time. I don't know the timeline. It was at the same time as Dragon Ball Z, so I was always loyal to Dragon Ball Z. But Naruto was my number 3. I just gave it because I don't know. I don't know what okay, he just looked like a little kid with yellow spiky hair. He just kind of looked like I don't know. That's why I was like him or Goku. Okay, I was with Goku. So, but then again, I can only go off what it was just what I saw at first. Be better writing, be better fighting. I was also intrigued because, and again, I might be wrong about this. I thought it would actually want to be a bit more R-rated, like as far as like more blood and more. I don't know, and that's what was intriguing me about it. But as far as I know, because I really haven't seen that much about it, I maybe only saw like one episode, and I only played the video game. And also that guy, again, I don't know names. All I know is that one of them has a haircut that looks like Mo from Three Stooges, and I don't know. That's just me being.
Don't disrespect that man. He will open the 8 gates on you. Don't disrespect that man. He will open the 8 gates on you.
You shut up right now.
Hold on. Before you even continue, you literally hold on. It was brought up earlier. It was brought up earlier. Antonio said a kid with yellow spiky hair and a blue ball. I'm sorry, are you talking Gohan?
Gotcha. I didn't say. But he looked, I don't know. He just. I don't know. Anyway,
to back up my point, I've had plenty of shows where plenty of people have put number 4. Things they don't know in number 3. I have done it myself.
And again, I'm mad at them all. Don't put them in the conversation. If they haven't seen the show, they don't get a right to rank it.
No, I feel bad for yelling at
Antonio. I did say that before I joined. I told Ru, I was like, listen, I need to defend just one thing.
That's why I'm mad at Ru.
Everything else.
You.
It's my show, RJ, so it don't matter. We are going to Damn, I put the wrong person down. Because RJ's next. Man, you're next. Tell me what you got as your number 3.
Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is number 3. Everything I said about it. Like I said, I agree with everything Jay said about it being number 4. I just think Pokemon's more trash. But I agree with everything that Jay said, especially the comment, yellow hair using a blue ball all the time. So none of y'all can say that shit about, oh, that's what he does all the time, because that's literally what Gohan does. That's literally what Goku does. His ball's just bigger. And he stands there for 3
bigger balls.
Charging that stupid
I think
ball.
he's only used it like 3 or 4 times in the entire series.
And I'm sorry, oh God, not character development. Really? Oh yeah, because I want a character development of Yamcha, who is straight trash, and yet somehow still gets character development. Fuck that dude. Get him out of here. Blow him up like the stupid little mime kid, because nobody cares because they're straight trash. This show has gone on for way too long, keeping everybody there like, oh, look, we still got the whole gang in Super. They don't do shit. All they do is stand there. It's, oh my God. It's, and then, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's not canon. GT happened. GT was straight trash.
GT had some good concepts.
Trash. Metal Boo was straight trash. Vegeta with the mustache was straight trash.
You don't rock with Metal.
Look, hold up. I will disagree with you on one thing. Vegeta's mustache was the best part.
And then he listened to his daughter, who doesn't even exist anymore, and he shaved it off.
Pink button-up, you're not having that? Like, what?
Did anybody else have Dragon Ball as their number 3?
No, everybody here got Dragon Ball, but me and RJ at number 1.
Well, somebody done told me
Agree
wrong
with-
in their emails. It's okay. We'll keep it moving. With that, Jay, finish us off.
My number 3, not my number 4.
Yeah, well, people look at it. It's fine.
Anyways, it's Pokemon. It's Pokemon. That's taking a lot of shit into consideration. That's taking all of the arcs into consideration. That's taking all of the 895,000 Pokemon there are, the 17 different professors, the 400 different versions of the manga, the movies, which, don't get me wrong, I still carry a fucking Arcanine Pokemon card in my wallet for good luck, bro. But Pokemon's number 3.
First one was hot though. Come on. The first movie?
First one was for the time.
Like it was so good. It was so good that Skyrim had to steal lines.
What?
It was so good. Skyrim had to steal lines from a Pokemon movie to make their point for their main villain.
I mean, hey,
or fire. Everything else.
Did anybody else have Pokemon as their number 3?
I didn't.
I almost switched it around, but no.
Man of culture.
All right.
The only
Man of
reason
culture.
the only reason it didn't get number 4 is just because I feel like the impact and how much it has outside of just the anime is so significant. But I mean, the series is just a constant reset. It's repetitive. There's no real. I mean, it's just a super shallow show. Digimon. Whoever said that earlier, you're right. Digimon is way better than that.
Thank you.
By far.
Way off.
RJ out here throwing
I just feel like Pokemon.
Yes.
It's just a constant. It's just been 20 years of constant repetition. Video games, though they were good for the time, so you can't like take that away. They're also it's just the same shit over and over. At the time it came, it's had a lot of impact. There's a lot of shows that like are fruits off its tree, like Yu-Gi-Oh and shit like that. That I feel like it's probably had some impact on us accepting. Other than that, I think it's kind of a trash show outside the first 2 or 3 seasons.
It's the same thing over and over, but obviously people enjoy it. You know, why go away from it if it's if it's sticking? Like our kids are probably going to watch it, and their kids are probably going to watch it. It's
it's a good show with no deep content. Like so, it's good for like kids, but quality wise, it's poor. In my opinion.
Go ahead. I didn't necessarily put it at my 4 just because I don't know. For me, it just had a bigger impact on me. I watched a pretty decent amount of the series. I don't know where I dropped off, but that's because I grew up. Literally, I was like, I don't know, 10 or might even younger than that when Indigo came out. So like watching it from there, I was growing up watching. Oh, I want to see the next series, and I kept watching it, and it eventually tapered off. But I mean, I agree with everything what Jay said. I mean, it's repetitive. I mean, there's 17 different professors. I don't even know how many different regions it has. Just now became the best last year or whatever the hell. So
I mean, here's a real question: you suggest anime? Who says Pokemon?
Show.
No, see, for me,
the anime suggestion. Nobody suggests that.
The reason I put these all 4 together is because they're probably 4 of the most popular, biggest shows that people who are anime watchers and are not anime watchers, they know.
I mean, they know. As an anime watcher, I'm asking. That's a question to the group. As an anime watcher, when someone asks you what's a good anime to watch, has anyone ever said Pokemon?
Not a single damn time.
Actually, yes.
Even people who love it, that's not your suggestion. Oh, check out Pokemon. That's a good one for you to check out. No one says that.
I've been watching Pokemon, or I've been watching anime since I was 9 or 10, and I have never suggested that to not one soul. So, I mean,
not one person.
It's just not a go-to for me.
That's never a suggestion. That's how trash it is. It's just there. It's a staple that just happens to be there.
I don't know about trash, but I'm with you.
Trash is a strong word.
We're finally down. We're down to our final 2 for everybody. Jay and RJ both have Naruto and Avatar. They haven't had to argue too much against each other.
I know. I'm happy about that.
Darren has Dragon Ball and Avatar. Junior has Dragon Ball and Naruto, and Antonio and Devon have Dragon Ball and Pokemon.
Yeah,
oh, of course I don't have this ready because I don't. But what we're going to do now, we're going to now share the numbers of how many people chose each show to stay. And what we end up with, 3 people picked Naruto to say, 3 people picked Pokemon to say. And since nobody is on an island, and this has been one of the most exciting episodes I've ever had, full of arguments. Fight, gentlemen. Junior, J, and RJ have Naruto.
Yeah.
And Darren have Dragon Ball.
Oh,
Get to it.
this is
Why
a
are you,
Yeah.
why are you right?
down.
I think
All right, so
My
Dragon Ball.
thing is, go ahead.
Someone-
I want to hear what you
Dragon
got.
Ball for me, Dragon Ball lag. Let Junior go first real quick, so he's a bit behind. Go ahead, Junior.
My thing is with Naruto, just every single fight in Naruto from beginning to end is straight fire. Like, not even, I'm talking about, we can go all the way back from Rock Lee and Kimaru all the way to when Naruto and Kakashi and all them fought Kakuzu and they lightened up and took one of his hearts away. We go all the way to the end when they finally took down Kaguya. When Madara hits the battlefield of the 4th grade Ninja War, there's just so many iconic moments for me that Naruto inspired and made me want to go and find other anime to watch. Like, Naruto for me is just in the epitome of what an anime should be. Like, it's just so good. There's just so many individual fights that just blow my mind. And it was just, it's good. I don't know, it's the GOAT to me. It always be my favorite anime.
Go ahead, gentlemen. Go ahead, Darren. You really look like you mad.
Don't make that.
I understand. Like, for someone who read the manga, I had to finish the anime as it was a chore. I feel like Naruto doesn't follow anything that's established. From Madara being the overall series villain to the end, it's some random chick from outer space and that's ridiculous. The whole hand seal
Really?
shit, they throw that out the window. Even when people say how good the fight, even people talk about how good the fights are, all the fights deviate from how chakra and everything works. People don't have any limitation to do whatever the fuck they want. It's a superpower anime. It's not ninja.
That's
they
to an extent.
Is it good? Yeah,
You
but
want
it
to
deviates.
to an extent.
The main character uses the same move from episode 1 to episode 2. He never learns shit. He never learns anything.
Naruto
Have you ever seen
literally has to
Naruto
learn Sage
more than
Mode.
3
He has to
handfuls?
learn
He doesn't
chakra
do shit.
control. What do you mean? Naruto.
What does he ever do other than the Rasengan? The show is based off of thousands of ninjutsu.
What does Goku ever do
different
in a
types of martial arts.
Kamehameha?
He doesn't do
What does he
anything.
ever do?
Control
Instant
that
transmissions,
chakra.
Spirit Bomb,
It's
Kaioken.
a
That's the top of my head.
battle move. It's a mode of transportation. That's like doing the ninja run.
Naruto. Let's not even talk about the voice acting if we want to get technical. One of the worst voice acting I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my god.
The best characters, get no focus.
Naruto is pretty
Oh,
solid.
you want to talk
The dumb
about
Naruto is pretty
now.
solid for a little bit.
Okay.
It's not
Naruto, the voice actor of Naruto is shit. That's the most annoying.
It is not that bad. I've heard worse. I've heard way
I want to
worse.
shut that shit off every time it comes on the television.
RJ,
RJ is just created just to get girls into the show. It's a terrible show, man. And it's and for the stuff that it could have explained in filler, it used filler in the most wasteful way. Until maybe the last 16 minutes or two, it did a better job.
That I would give anybody that tries to knock up
Some of the worst filler usage of filler I've ever
Naruto is the fact that because of the filler, I will give you that there's a lot of annoying filler, but once you get to Shippuden's filler, it answers all your questions.
We could have got stories about Kakashi's father. We could have got Adventures of the Sani.
We don't need stories about Kakashi's dad.
What you want?
We got Kakashi talking. We got Kakashi talking.
We need to see them chasing a cat in the tree.
We don't need that. You're
We didn't get a story.
You're literally asking for stuff because you don't understand the show. Like that's not a necessity.
Jay, go ahead. Jay, go ahead.
All right, so first and foremost, all right, so
wow.
I don't like the disrespect that I heard earlier about Naruto not having character development. You have character development. Sakura goes from one of these.
The character, not the show.
Sakura goes from one of these to a bigger trash can. First and foremost.
The character.
Huh?
I'm talking about the title character, not every character.
Naruto has amazing character development. He goes from this. Hold on. He goes from this kid who's literally the most hated person in the village, saying, "I'm going to be the Hokage one day," to the hero of the village, to the fucking Hokage.
He created a metropolis in Naruto. He got skyscrapers in there. He did that.
Along the lines, learning more than one elemental form of jutsu while using the Rasengan way less than fucking Goku uses the Kamehameha, but nobody talks about Goku using the fucking ultimate move from Master Roshi the entire time. You want to talk about using a retired and repetitive move? At least he adds more to it. At least he uses his shadow clone jutsu.
After 2.5 years of one of the strongest characters in the show, he learned nothing. We didn't see shit. When I say there's no character development,
yes, he did.
Naruto character. What did he learn?
Goku didn't learn.
He had to learn to control all that chakra.
Hold on.
What you mean?
Hold on. Let him finish.
What's a new technique that he learned after working with Jiraiya? He learned some jutsu in like a 3-week period afterwards. Everything he learned after Jiraiya. Like when you see a time skip, you expect
he learned elemental control along. Are you kidding?
Elemental control during.
You asked what he learned after Jiraiya. He was back in the village. That's after Jiraiya.
He didn't learn shit with was one of the best characters in the show. That's my point. You're speaking to my point.
Jiraiya's not even one of the best characters in the show. He's one of the most beloved characters of the show.
He's one of the legendary.
No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Naruto, Sasuke, and that
he's like top
Sakura
9.
could body all 3 of them.
They established at the end who just had their powers gifted to them.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about?
Right now?
Who got gifted?
Too many big words.
Who got gifted?
Okay, now because I don't understand them, I'm gonna take them as disrespect.
All right. Before we get back into that, Antonio, Devon, you also had Dragon Ball as your number 1. Give us the reasons why, and then we'll get back into it.
My reasons are pretty much that, just the character development, the stories, the storylines, the fights, all the battles, and just the epic moments in it, man. Like, there's, like I said, like when Gohan defeated Cell, he turned Super Saiyan 2 to defeat Cell. When Hercule kicked Android 16's head over to him, man, that moment, that whole little sequence right there, man, that's got to be the best sequence in anime history, man. Ru, if you haven't seen it, you gotta check it out. Like,
My dad.
Can we call him his real name? Can we just call him Mr. Satan?
My dad was like, look, if you don't record Dragon Ball Z, you're gonna be in trouble. He was pissed off anytime we didn't record it for him to watch. So I understand and I remember those. Antonio, why are you supporting bad fatherhood in trash characters like Goku? You know he's a fan.
Because it's the only anime he's seen.
He is a great dad.
Funny thing is, okay, fine. Whatever. I grew up with it. Maybe I need to expand my horizons, but listen, I just grew up with it. I never wanted to ever expand because I thought this was sufficient enough. I understand people want development. I'm not saying want better writing, but the show already satisfied my needs as for what I wanted. I didn't necessarily need somebody that needed a whole arc or whatever. I just was cool with everything and enjoying just the fucking visuals. I didn't care that it was repetitive, or I didn't care that even some of the forms were like, oh, okay, it's so easy to go from Super Saiyan 1 to 2. It's effortless, but I didn't care. It was still cool to me. And even all this stuff with Super, it just makes it even better to me. Okay, maybe Ultra Instinct is not a very cool guys, but I was like, oh, when I first saw that, I was like, holy shit. And my brother got me into this. Maybe it's like a whole emotional thing to me. I'm not saying that any of the other shows are whack. I can't say it.
And it's literally battle with his conscience.
I could actually watch. Who knows? I could actually watch it and maybe think Naruto is on par. I'm never ever gonna think that. Even though I haven't seen it, I can't ever say that I'm never gonna think that Naruto's.
This is getting really emotional. I like it.
Better than Dragon Ball. I might say it's on par. I will be fair and always say that it's gonna be up there, but for emotional reasons, I gotta say that Dragon Ball is what I grew up with. I have all these things. I even see, and everything I see also reminds me of it. I also will say, and again, I don't mean to start a fucking avalanche of hate towards me, but I also don't ever see any memes as much as about Dragon Ball, like Goku and Vegeta going up against the whole MCU, or even Goku teaching a class of students, and today's lesson is how you guys gonna kick my ass, and he's teaching all you guys, the guys that you like. Again,
that's because that class is 3 months of him talking for 5 minutes.
I know. I'm just saying that's all I've seen, and
I feel like DBZ, honestly, even though it's my number 1, I have to be honest. Quality-wise, it's not one that we hate to love. Everyone's argument, I feel like this is the one where I don't have a strong backup in terms of refuting what people, because everything's true. It's a waste of episodes. They use repetitive shit, but I feel like from Dragon Ball all the way, even some aspects of GT. I think if they had incorporated it to DBZ right, they would have been done well. I think it always gave us what we wanted, and I think all of the characters it shaped what you like for shonen anime going forward. Granted, it was one of the earlier ones that we saw, but it's one of the ones that we hate to love, and I feel like they did what they did consistently. Like, if you went to it for that, you got it consistent. There was not a deviation where the show was starting to fall off. You got what you want every single time. And then the impact, the video games, honestly, I feel like some of the video games came too late, but I played some of the imported ones earlier. Those video games were heat. And the first 3 movies, for anime movies, were good as fuck. So I feel like
they were okay.
Dead Zone,
they were
Tree
okay.
of Mind, and World's Strongest, pretty good anime movies, considering a lot of anime movies are trashed. And that's why DBZ is my number 1. It's more so for the impact of some of the external media at the time. And if you look at Dragon Ball into DBZ, I think it contextualizes and makes DBZ a little bit better because you see where it came from. That's why it's got to be my number 1. It shaped too much of our interest in other shonen anime.
Right.
Brawly?
Get back onto what
Did you just mention Brawly?
Edge of our seat. They did.
The movie, yeah.
Did you literally just mention Brawly, the guy who's stronger than Goku with the attitude of Vegeta?
I'm saying the movie, as far as when they were released, I thought way more.
I hated the first Brawly movie.
I thought it took a step further as far as animation and as far as the fighting too. I mean, did they have to go repetitive with the fusion?
I can't wait till we fight. I can't wait till we fight Freezer's third brother, Refrigerator.
And Dragon Quest is also pretty good.
Real talk.
Gee, I wish I were a carrot.
If they
modernized
DBZ today,
the movies were good at the time.
Yeah.
The worst thing about losing Dragon Ball is the fact that we lose the abridged series.
If they modernize DBZ today without the excruciating rape scenes, it'll be one of the best animes ever.
It'll also be one of the
shortest tournaments. It was a pretty good tournament anime for an anime we don't look at as tournament style anime. I feel like Dragon Ball did it well. Going into DBZ, all the criticisms, right? But for the time, I felt like if you missed out on Dragon Ball Z, you miss out on how your interest in anime shaped. Unlike Naruto, you miss out on that, you don't miss shit.
RJ,
Sasuke versus Gaara. Come on.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Gaara versus Rock Lee, crazy.
You never saw Naruto, nothing would change for you at all in life. It'd be like whatever.
But if you watch it, everything would.
Don't tell people.
Yeah, you're like you watch it.
That's why I agree with you, Jay. I agree with you. If I watch it, I'll be like, yeah, I won't shit talk it.
I can't wait. We're gonna start a podcast, and you're gonna watch 4 episodes a week, and we're gonna talk about it.
I'll do it. I'll put the effort into it.
Also, when it came to talking about Naruto filler just a second ago, I really want to bring this to the table just so y'all understand this. Naruto had separate episodes where you could skip the filler. The filler for Dragon Ball Z was the middle of the fight where they didn't do anything but talk.
No, but keeping the filler, even though you shouldn't have to.
I would gladly watch Naruto filler if I could skip the 17 minutes per episode.
Come on.
If I could skip the 17 minutes out of a 22-minute episode where they're in the middle of a fight talking in Dragon Ball Z, I would gladly watch every episode of Naruto filler.
All right,
100%. Granted, it would make 500 episodes. It would make Dragon Ball 500 episodes shorter.
Forever.
It's so bad that the only.
Here we go. RJ, get it going.
Do it.
RJ,
that's why I stayed quiet. All right, now, first of all, you want to talk about emotion? You can never love a show the way I love Digimon. So don't use that as an excuse why nothing can be better. I love Digimon art and soul. I write Digimon fan fiction. I can still admit that there's 10,000 animes out there better than it. So don't even try to use that as an excuse of why I love Digimon. Second of all, Can I finish? Second of all, you want to talk about iconic anime moments? I would put this fight up against any bullshit Dragon Ball Z moment you try to bring up. Gar versus Rock Lee is one of the most iconic fights. Can I finish?
When he dropped the weight to the tuning exam, that's when Naruto went to a whole
better moment in anime than Goku going Super Saiyan against Cell.
Yes, I can finish. Thank you. Third of all, you want to talk about, first of all, you got one of your guys who put it at number 1 that literally put it on blast, how it's got no development, does the same shit all over again. So already that you want to complain that Naruto has no character development. Your boy just said that neither does Dragon Ball Z. So
No, the
oh
idol
my God.
characters got no
Look,
character development.
hey, can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? Fourth of
Real
all,
quick, every story arc in Dragon Ball Z is a tournament arc. At least Naruto has a little bit of variation.
thank you. Look, Dragon Ball Z did my boy Gohan so wrong in that. And someone said earlier about trying to get girls into fucking Naruto. Someone said that earlier. I don't know who. But, bro, I don't see any girls who like anime with posters of anyone from DBZ on the wall. You know who they got? Sasuke.
Sasuke.
And Sasuke. So,
Fan
shut
service.
that shit down right now.
Fan service? They're not Reese Gregory.
Greatest character in all anime.
It's not Reese
You wanna
Gregory.
talk
It's not
about-
fan service.
I'm done. I'm done. There's not even. You want to use fan service as an argument. Okay. All right. know what?
Everybody wants to talk about fan service, but nobody's talking about Tsunade being the most fan servicey character of Naruto. But
I love
okay,
fan
I'm
service.
No, I say Sasuke's fan service for girl. He's not a well-written character. either.
I can't.
He's not a well-written character. That
Hey,
bro
I
lost
mean-
his whole family and wanted revenge on his brother for it, only to find
He
out
saw
that his
the
brother
bodies of
had
his
to
entire
do it.
clan slaughtered in the streets.
Dead.
It's went cold. I want to be friends with nobody. What? And then now he's talking about this random kid who no one else likes is now his brother. Like, come on, bro. Like,
I will say he gets
Naruto
way more
Naruto
character
dirty,
development
and
than
I don't like
Naruto,
it.
who's the worst character of the whole show. The main character of the show, who is named after,
What do you
is the worst in the
mean?
show.
Naruto couldn't even do shit.
that is so factually inaccurate.
Technique that he uses.
Oh my god, that is so factually
At the very end.
inaccurate. That is
Has
so
he ever
factually
created a hit
inaccurate.
one time the whole show?
Now he can only do
Originally
it.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd rather have Naruto as a dad than
Dominic, he-
Goku.
All right.
I mean, he told
We're
he
talking Gohan. Thank you.
At least Naruto would be there.
Time out, Rufus. Time out.
bro, like,
I feel like we are going to be going for like another 30 minutes if we want to. So I've been sitting here smiling this whole time. This is effing hilarious and lovely. We're gonna give everybody we gonna give them the solo layout. Get to 30 seconds, 1 minute. Why you chose what you chose? Why people were wrong? We gonna go one by one, and we gonna get up out of here. I love all y'all. This is hilarious and fun, and I am full of joy. RJ, you finish off because you just went in. You finish off her. Go ahead. What you got to say?
All right, look, no more talking trash about anything else. Just why I put Naruto at number 1. Okay, semi-trash. Give me a second. Look, everyone tries to say that Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball whatever, was like real introductions into anime. I don't believe so. I think what really got it into the mainstream was Naruto because we saw what it could really be. Everything was edited and everything in Pokemon. Look, it's a kid show. I'm sorry, it's a kid show. It's meant for kids. There's no disrespect to it, but it's a kid show. Look, it's just the way it is. Dragon Ball Z was so heavily edited when we first saw it that we didn't know what it could be. When America was introduced to Naruto, it was uncut, and we saw how crazy this stuff could get, and we saw how much story could go into it, expanding of characters, building an actual world of people we care about. I mean, and like I said, it continues on. It's got more. There's more coming. I think that's why it's number 1. That's why it's got to stay.
Vaughn, you had Dragon Ball. Let everybody know why you thought Dragon Ball was number 1.
Dragon Ball was number 1 to me because it's a gateway drug to all the other animes. The first one I ever watched was Akira back in the day. I don't know if you guys have seen that with the motorcycle.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, man.
That's what really got me into anime.
Kaneda.
But Dragon Ball Z just took it away from here. You got the games. The first 2 fighting games were cool, but the latest one to come out, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, that's a really, really good game. And just the shows and the fights, man. Somebody mentioned the tournaments. A lot of these other shows
In Dragon Ball,
use that idea. Yeah. In Dragon Ball, a lot of these other shows use the tournament ideas because it was such a good one, But yeah, just the fight scenes and the memorable characters, man. That's what made Dragon Ball Z number 1 for me.
Junior, give your final say, sir.
okay, I don't know. Naruto, he just said that Dragon Ball was a gateway drug, to all the anime. For me and for a lot of kids in my generation, it was Naruto. Naruto made me go and find Gurren Lagann. Akame got killed, all type of crazy different anime. And Naruto was the start. You have crazy fights, and you have gut heart-wrenching storytelling. The entire arc at the end where you get to learn about what Itachi did and the true. It's just a good anime, man. It's just good from top to bottom, and it's just the best. It's the GOAT. That's all I really got.
All right. Antonio, I'm with you, man. I ain't watched much of nothing, but I love Dragon Ball Z, even though they had some good points. Give us why it was your top one.
Again, I'm not gonna shit talk any other show because I could, like I said, I could actually watch it and then maybe change my opinion. Again, it's something for me. I'm not gonna go into shit talking the fundamentals. It's just a show that I love since I was a kid. The only thing about it, in my opinion, was the movie, which I don't even get started there. But yeah, you mentioned Kakarot. I love that fucking game because it brought me back to my childhood. Just seeing it like update, and I keep hoping to do more games. Otherwise, I just think it's just number one, just because it's still going on. And I don't know, the characters are just always, while they may be simple, I just feel like they just never get boring. I'm not going to say that Naruto's the same thing. I may think their characters are awesome. I just think that Dragon Ball just resonates with me a little bit more. That's it.
Right. Senor Burns, Jay. Give us your reasoning, sir.
So, Naruto gets it for me because regardless of what anybody wants to say about the main character not having story development, looking at it, yeah, there is an arc with Naruto's story. It handles things like death, war, religion, peace. What's going to happen? What do we need after we don't need Shinobi anymore? Are we moving forward scientifically? Dragon Ball, what do we get? We get a Chinese story made for a Japanese audience that absolutely has nothing and falls off after the 35th season. I don't need 35 seasons of a show. Naruto really did its thing in 9 seasons. Yeah, there are 500 episodes, but you know what? I would much rather watch the close of Naruto. The last 7 episodes of Shippuden are some of the best anime that have ever been made. Fight me. We're talking about Naruto's marriage story at the end. You want to talk about character development? We're talking about Naruto finally. You know what? At least he got it. At least it wasn't, oh, you beat my dad. Now I'm going to fucking violently obsess over you and make sure our child never fights anymore. I would much rather see what Naruto does, even in Boruto. But you want to talk about a shitty movie? It was brought up before. Dragon Ball Evolution is the worst thing that was ever put to fucking celluloid, and Naruto doesn't have anything close to that. Every fight in fucking Naruto is phenomenal. All of the fights, whether we're talking, whether we're talking about Jiraiya versus Pain. Where it's not just I'm gonna stand forward and then when I punch, I literally replace the arms with dashy lines, which is everything that happens in Dragon Ball. We have an instant transmission user in Naruto. Without Dragon Ball, we still would have gotten it. But at least but at least with that, we actually get to see what it would do in a fight. I would much rather see somebody use a Cloak of the Nine Tails than a Kaioken times 37. That's an easy way to get yourself out of a fucking plot hole. I'm sorry. Naruto is better than Dragon Ball. It's better than Dragon Ball Z. It's better. No. Naruto wins hands down, and this shouldn't even have been an argument. I get it. Everybody likes Dragon Ball because of nostalgia. But nostalgia does... No, I'm not. As a matter of fact.
But it's
not good quality.
Finish it up so we can get to the last person.
Oh, it's on me.
Oh, I was gonna let Jay finish real quick, and then I was gonna go over to Darren. All right, cool. All right, Darren, go on ahead. Give your final thoughts.
All right, so for Dragon Ball, I feel like looking at from Dragon Ball to Z. We're not gonna get the GT because I know no one likes that. But I feel like it always gave you what you wanted. I feel like now looking back, we can point out all the flaws, but I think at the time every single arc from the Saiyan arc to even when Raditz first came to the planet, if you watch Dragon Ball to see Goku and Piccolo team up, you would have never seen that coming. I feel like the way that I feel like they did well on developing the individual characters, but then knowing when to phase them out when, these guys are not going to keep up with everyone else. I feel like they handled side characters really well while still not removing the focus off of the main characters. And they removed the side characters when we didn't need them anymore. And I think from DBZ all the way into GT. Super is not my favorite, but I will honestly say, like, as the way it's doing the tournament art, it did well. I think the problem with Naruto, and I mean, I talk a lot of shit about Naruto from technical reasons, but I don't think I didn't say that. I feel like there's a lot of aspects that could have been done better that keep it from greatness, that make it just some shit you could see in passing. Because I just feel like the main character to get no real development. I mean, he really didn't get any real development in terms of techniques. What the show is founded on, they deviate from all of that. Like, you have like things established, like the different villages. You don't get any real interaction with those villages outside of them coming to be visitors. You don't get any from the whole idea of hand seals, chakra, the limitations and strategy all goes out the window because it goes from a ninja combat anime to being super powered. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. There's a lot of, I feel like it's, maybe this is just a personal thing. I feel like they're going to give me filler. You use them. Like, if I'm not going to watch the show for a while, use the filler right. I'll say the thing about Naruto. It's a good manga. I don't think it translates well into an anime. Its fights, I would say, is its strong point, but I feel like storytelling and development of the characters I want to hear more about, you don't hear about. The character you hear the most about, I could give two shits about because he's not a deep character. He doesn't develop. I didn't really care about him. And I feel like with Dragon Ball Z, everybody gets their time and they get phased out and they're needed. And that's why, and Dragon Ball, I feel like, shaped all of our interest in the anime that we watch today. And that's why I got to go the way I went.
I have spent $10 well with all of these things. I'm going to use that a lot. And yes. All right. With all of that, we got Jay, RJ, and Junior, Naruto, and Darren, Antonio, and Vaughn with Dragon Ball. I'm going to zoom this in just a bit. So, stat spots. One person out of the people who put in their list saved Avatar, but 25% of the people had it out first. 50% of the people kept Dragon Ball. Well, only 12% of them had Dragon Ball out first. Nobody who sent in the list saved Pokemon. 55% of them had Pokemon out first. And it was an even split. 38% of the people who put in their list had it staying. 38% of the people had it gone. Gentlemen, this was absolutely ridiculously fun. I completely enjoyed the hell out of myself. I appreciate every single one of you because the arguments and the yelling. This is exactly what I wanted when I had this show. So I do appreciate all of y'all. Vaughn, Antonio, RJ, Junior, Darren, and Jay. We're going to leave you off with what I usually leave you off with, and that is my riddle for next week. So stay along with me here. There's these two youths, right? One of them has a brother named Monk. The other one worked for this lady named Miranda. The younger one, Scott, he was really silly, loved music, slapping the bass, and doing weird songs and dance. The other older one, Eric, kind of creepy, and hated working with Scott because he always felt like he made him feel like a clown. And would always want to tell him, I wish I could quit you. But he couldn't because they work well together, so they had to grin and bear it. That's it. That's the episode. That's it for everybody. I want to thank y'all again. Vaughn, Antonio, RJ, Junior, Darren, and Jay. Thank y'all so much. This is a hilarious episode. I was loving it. And we will see y'all in the next one.
What's up, people? Pokemon would be...
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.